Hi, it's Tim Hagen from Progress Coaching, and welcome to another episode for the Coaching Conversations podcast. Now, we are on Stitcher, we are on iTunes, and multiple different channels. Please check us out. Now, one of the things that you'll get out of our podcast episodes is a lot of content, a lot of strategy. It's not fluff, it's not concept, yet we really want you to engage with the content and let us know your feedback. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. If there's topics you'd love to have us address, we would love to share them with you. Let us know your impact and let us know your feedback. Welcome to Reversed Coaching. We tend to, in our industry, take this very top-down approach. And I'm all for leadership development and positioning leaders to become emotionally intelligent and understand DISC and handle conflict and drive their teams strategically. Yet we're missing a fundamental piece, and we call it reversed coaching. When you reverse coaching, you basically put coaching in the hands of the individual contributors. What if we position the bulk of the organization, which is made up of roughly 70% of individual contributors, what if we had them drive coaching to create a workplace culture that everybody desires? This past week, every single interaction I had, and I tracked it, was based on people's lack of approachability and coachability, resistance to feedback, lack of emotional intelligence, no self-regulation, very interruptive and disruptive. And it was amazing to me because we were dealing with leaders at very high level positions in companies struggling. What do you do in these situations? Now, to a certain extent, we don't really own them. We have the opportunity to coach them, but we really don't own them because the person who's being coached really owns their own development. So when you think about it, if you go up to somebody and say, you got to lose weight, and there's good, valid reasons for them to lose weight, if they choose consciously or subconsciously not to lose weight, what happens? Is that a reflection of poor coaching? No, it's a decision that they've made. What if we helped people make the decision to become approachable and coachable? Let me give you an example. One of my clients this past week had a couple people tell him, we do some self-learning in this contract. And he said, how's it going? And they said, it's going great. And he looked up where they were percentage to completion. And all of a sudden, he said, you're behind schedule. And they said, well, we didn't know it was that important. Here's the funny thing. We have stressed this every single month for 9-10 months. And he said, instead of yelling, instead of getting angry, instead of taking the tactical you have to, which is a management approach, he said, okay, then don't do it. So what are you doing to develop yourself? And they both looked at him and just stopped. And they go, well, we don't know what you mean. He goes, what are you doing right now to develop yourself? And they couldn't answer it. And he said, so do you want to move up in the organization? Both parties said, well, of course we do. And he said, so people who are developing themselves are going to go for those positions. How would you compare? Needless to say, they've been attacking the learning lessons. But the point being is he could have yelled, he could have gotten mad, he could have tactically said, come on, you got to catch up. The reason you have approachable, coachable employees so they know the whiff, what's in it for them. And we forget that. I always used to love doing this when I did sales training. People who are really good learners, I would ask the question, now, if you raise your hand, I'm going to call on you. What sales book are you currently reading? Every time I did that, I would have less than 10% of people raise their hands. Let's be honest, everybody. We tend to show up and do our jobs. We don't think about investing in ourselves. Now, recently, we just published a book called Coaching You. The greatest coach you can have is yourself. And yes, we need to help people. Yes, we need to have leaders coaching. Yet, what if we taught people how to seek feedback, how to develop a positive relationship with feedback? What if we taught people how to make it easy to manage and coach them? Wouldn't the workplace get better? Check it out. Reach out to us if you'd like to learn about our Approachability, Coachability series. Thank you for listening to another episode of Coaching Conversations by Tim Hagen and Progress Coaching. Now, our company is always coming out with new and innovative solutions to help leaders coach their employees. And recently, we just created a new service called Coach to You, where leaders can pick and choose topics and assign 7 to 21 day programs for employees to learn and, more importantly, apply actions and then reflect and share what they're going to do going forward as a result of the learning. It's called
coach to you. We're literally bringing coaching to your employees. If you're intrigued, we'll have a link in each one of our episodes where you can get more information. And again, thank you so much for listening to another episode.